Okay, so I said I was going to talk about this, and this isn't having a go at people's lifestyles because I really don't care what anyone wants to do in this sense. This is my personal choice. Back in about 2006, 2007, I started YouTube, and by about 2008, I decided that, and I'd always not really been into it that much, I decided that I no longer wanted to eat meat. So I cut meat out my diet. I still ate fish, and I still used goat's milk and ate eggs. And I've done that to about, what are we in 2022 now? To about 2016, 2017. And then I decided that I always said, oh, I never go vegan, because vegan to me, it's like it's almost like it was seen as an extreme, as like really skinny people who just don't eat right. It turns out that's not the case at all. But I decided I couldn't support the dairy trade because of how things are treated within the dairy trade, and I didn't like it. So, and I was like, oh, I don't know if dairy's... To be honest with you, I think dairy's worse than eating meat. You know, if you insist on eating animals, or, you know, consuming parts of animals, then just eat the flesh if you're going to do it, you know. The dairy, the milk for the kids is just not a good thing. None of it's good. Whenever I eat dairy by accident now, if something's got... My skin, I almost get like... Not eczema, but it's kind of... it's inflamed. I can see the inflammation of my moles change shape and whatever else, and definitely dairy is not good for me. I know, almost, it's just horrible. Anyway, so I decided to stop eating everything because I just principally I can't look an animal in its eyes and kill it, so I don't feel that I've got the right to eat it. Which that's my principles. I don't care what other people want to do. Oh, someone else can kill my meat for you. That's fine, you know. You know, someone else can go out and murder a person and then bring the body back for you to eat, I suppose. It's kind of, it feels like that to me. It still feels like murder. I don't know how anyone could kill an animal and eat it, but people do, and that's up to you. You know, we're all different. But there's this misconception that if you're vegan, and I'd like to say I do eat the occasional egg, and I mean by the occasional egg, I probably consume 6 at the best eggs a year. And that's probably not even that much, maybe 3 eggs a year, because when I eat an egg, it feels a bit. But I usually get them from my friends who've got chickens in their gardens, and that way it's a chicken's period, and no one in effect's getting harmed. No male birds are getting minced in a machine, and no one's living in a cage or getting egg bound. So I'll occasionally eat them because I actually really like the taste of eggs. I know they're not good for me because I instantly can feel the fat content in them, and the fact that, I don't know, it just makes you feel, if you don't eat animals and consume their fluids for a period of time, like over a year, and then you consume something, you feel it. You know, this saying about you are what you eat. Anyway, there's this misconception that if you're vegan, you are weak, you're thin, you can't retain muscle, your brain doesn't work, you'll lack B12, you have to take minerals and vitamins. Now everyone takes minerals and vitamins. The whole fucking society, is lacking vitamin D, especially in the Northern Hemisphere. I've taken vitamin D for a good 15 years, I think. And you can get that from eating fish, but you'd have to eat so much fish, it's ridiculous. Most of the population are deficient in vitamin D. Most of the population, due to wearing suntan lotion and stuff like that, but most of the population also deficient in B12 and B6. Oh, vegans are deficient in B12 and B6. You can only get it from animals or insects or stuff like that. It's actually been fortified in most vegan milk, and it's in butters, has been put in butters for ages. Same with iodine. Iodine's fortified in everything anyway because you can't find it naturally that much in foods anymore. I can't remember what it's to do with, whether it's to do with the salt production or the water or the cleaning or something like that. I can't remember why iodine's not prevalent in things anymore. There is a reason, but Marmite had been fortified with B12 and B6 for as long as I can remember. So, you know, to be honest with you, I could eat insects, I could kill a spider, I could kill a bug, I can kill a worm. I'd quite happily cut that up and throw that on a fire. I just don't fancy the idea of eating it. It's like, not much meat on that, is there? But if there was no such things as substitutes in the world, and I lived in a fucking cave, I would have to eat insects, wouldn't I? Yeah, I'd have to, and I might even learn to kill something if it felt the need to. But I just don't feel that. It's like it's almost like it don't. There's just so much about it for me that and don't sit right and doesn't feel right naturally. And you can argue a toss about all this, but apparently you can't retain muscle and you can't be strong. Now, I go to the gym. I'm 5'6". I weigh 10 stone 7 to 10 stone 9, depending. I'm a size 10 in English sizes, size 10, which I think in Americans either an 8 or a 12. I can't remember if you're down or up one. But I'm not fat, I'm far from it. My body percentage is about 25%. But as I say, I weigh like 60, what is it in kilos? I'll tell you what it is in kilos, it's on here somewhere. So look, kilos. Show all health data. 67.3 kilos last time I weighed myself, which was the 16th of September, or 15th of September. So, my BMI is 23.8. Even though you can see my top abs, my second abs, the bottom abs you can't see, and you can see my oblique muscles. All my veins are like kind of, you can see my veins and whatever else. You can see them running along here. And I've got a shit ton of muscle, right? Everywhere. You can't see it like I just have, because I've got gender issues. So I go to the gym because I don't want to be like a girl. You know, I've got like kind of all this kind of crap here. You can see where I weight train, right? But apparently vegans cannot retain muscle, even though men comment now and feel a little bit intimidated because I do look quite muscular in comparison to most women and quite a lot of men, as it happens. And I've got this hairstyle like this, so I'm a little bit aggressive looking, so, you know, so look. I'm a vegan, I can't retain muscle. That's a little bit of a myth, isn't it? Right, so all these big masculine men who think you have to eat steak to be a man, grow up. If you want to eat a steak, go ahead, right? I'm not trying to make you feel guilty about it. You do what the fuck you want. I don't care, right? I don't even care if someone eats meat in front of me. I don't care if steak touches my fucking Mexican burger on a fucking grill. I don't care about any of it. It doesn't bother me at all. It's like, let's not be too pretentious about it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are vegan who like to get in an argument. You shouldn't eat meat, it's wrong. No, you can't tell people what they can and can't do in life. It's a free world. You might have an opinion. I don't think you should do this because animals are getting harmed. I get it. You get passionate. You get angry. We all do. But you can't tell someone they can't do it. It's up to them. I just deem that I'm in a better state. I'm not overweight. My visceral fat's low. I've got more muscle than I've ever had. I've got more energy than I've ever had. You know, I must be doing something right for me. Doesn't mean it's right for everyone else. But there's this myth about being vegan makes you weak. Bollocks. That's all I wanted to say. So, peace, love and light. If you want any advice on any of this, then if you want to slag me off, then carry on. Because you might not get a response because I don't really respond to hate. Can't be bothered with it anymore. So, yeah, anyway. So, just wanted to sort of throw that out the park about this myth about being vegan and weak because it's doing my fucking head in. Okay? And we're not all cunts. Okay? So, peace, love and light.